Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer. Hey, welcome to another episode of Ask Yuri. I've got a great question today. And again, I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't have the question in front of me, so I'm not going to try to remember it word for word, but you can watch it up here somewhere. Anyways, the question is from Alex, I believe, and he wants to know about food sensitivities because he's heard that if you eat a food consistently, so if you eat a large amount of food or if you eat it consistently, you can actually develop a sensitivity to it because the body depletes its enzymes in respect to being able to digest that food. And so he recently had a food sensitivity test and it came back that he had sensitivities to broccoli and brown rice, I believe. So he wants to know about this. And that's a great question. And this is actually something that's really important to understand. Your body develops food sensitivities which are a little bit different from food allergies. Okay, so food allergies would show up on a blood test, and what the doctor would be looking for in those cases is an antibody called IgE. So if you have a food allergy to, for instance, peanuts, then you would have IgE antibodies that would attack the peanut protein. Okay, food sensitivities are a little bit different. They would show up as an IgG antibody in a blood test. So it's slightly different. Having said that though, I personally feel that food sensitivities are more problematic than food allergies because food allergies, if you're allergic to a food, you don't eat it, right? Very simple, no problems come from that. Food sensitivities, a lot of times, I would say most people walk around and eat foods that they are sensitive to, but they don't even know about it. And that's very problematic because now you're consuming foods on a very regular basis that over time are going to send your immune system haywire. Okay, because what's happening is when these food sensitivity denotes some type of delayed immune response. Okay, so an allergy is an immediate immune response. A food sensitivity is a delayed response to specific proteins in foods. And that's very problematic because it's very hard to diagnose that simply by trying to figure it out on your own. Getting a food sensitivity test is helpful. However, I did one about a year ago and I came up negative on everything except for brewer's yeast. And I can tell you that I have no business eating wheat, gluten, and much of dairy. However, none of that stuff came up positive on my test. So something else is going on, beyond the IgG kind of testing. Having said that though, the reason we develop food sensitivities for the most part is the following couple reasons. First of all, you eat a food too consistently. So you eat it, for instance, every single day, okay? Secondly, you eat too much of that food. And third, the food sits in your digestive system for too long. Okay, so those are three big foundational principles as to why we develop and how we develop food sensitivities. And the reason this is important is because once you understand that, you can start to appreciate the importance of rotating your foods. So Alex mentioned he has a food sensitivity to broccoli. Now I don't know how much broccoli he's eating. It doesn't seem like it's something that most people would eat every single day in copious amounts. But again, everyone's different. Our bodies respond differently to the same food. So you really need to kind of just keep an eye on this stuff. With that said, Alex, I would be interested to see, do you feel any kind of symptoms? Do you exhibit any kind of symptoms when you eat brown rice or when you eat broccoli? It would be interesting if you can make that correlation, whether it be wheezing, skin eruptions, fatigue, whatever it might be. And if you can do that with those foods, then you can kind of see how your body starts to respond to foods that it's not really supposed to be eating consistently. So those are the three main reasons we develop food sensitivities. Now, with respect to why that happens, you mentioned that we could be depleting our enzymes for specific foods, and that is part of it. Is that we have specific enzymes that will work with specific foods, and if we continue to eat those same foods, we deplete those enzymes that are working on those specific foods. So that's one of the reasons we really want to rotate our foods, and most kind of naturopathic holistic nutrition circles will tell you to rotate foods on a 4-day cycle, which means that if you have a banana today, you don't have another banana for 4 days. And now, in some cases, with certain foods that might seem a little extreme, but even if you don't follow it to a T, the underlying foundation is to remind you that even healthy foods can become problematic if you consume them day in and day out in high amounts. So rotate those foods. If you're making green juices or green smoothies, rotate your green vegetables from kale to Swiss chard to collards to spinach to whatever else. So hopefully that answers your question, Alex. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a great question, and hopefully it makes sense for you and for everyone else watching. If you have any more questions with respect to food sensitivities, I would highly encourage you to go check out supernutritionacademy.com. We have a whole module devoted to allergies, food sensitivities, immune response to food. It's really, really important and interesting to learn this stuff. So go to supernutritionacademy.com. At the very minimum, actually, sign up for our Big Fat Food Labs report, which is on the blog. So from there, you can just go to the blog and get the report, and just start off with that. And it's a great way to kind of see if the Academy is a right fit for you with respect to really learning more about nutrition and health in a very simple to understand manner. So that's all for me today. Thanks for the question. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.